point of view, Reality Best opened today at $2.40, now out to $2.70. Here comes Millie, open $2.80, now out to $3.30. So the two favourites have drifted in the market from the prices they opened at today. Giacomo steady at around $5. Rihanna's Pride's been $10 into $8 in the past couple of minutes. And poor Pasadena leads the rest at double figure odds at $14. So by the sounds of it, Nath, you're really keen on Reality Best. So when you see that $2.40 out to $2.70, it just looks a bit more juicy and more appealing.
It's about where I marked her. I marked her $2.50 in my market, Jace. I just thought the box one statistic and key was the key to the race here. We've talked about a very even speed map. Boxes 1, 2, 4 and 5 are going to run a pretty even section. I just think off the inside draw, having a fifth run consecutively here at the Meadows, if she's able to punch up, run 5, 10 and hold, I think she's got enough ability to break 30 seconds. And then from in front there, dictating the tempo of the race, I think she's the one that's well drawn out of the main contenders. So I did settle with her on top. Here comes Millie's an obvious danger. She's the one that can run 5 even. She's got plenty of upside, but she's got to nail the start. You're either chocolates or boiled lollies after 50 metres. I think if she nails the start, gets to the front, she's posted 29.78 here recently, she'll be the one they have to catch. If she misses the start or gets in trouble, she's most probably not the type of greyhound that can win coming from off the speed. So it's a bit of chips in with her if you think she can win or not. Poor Pasadena's the one at double figure quote that represents a bit of value, an up-and-comer, won 6 of 14 and just continues to get better with racing. She'll be outside of the speed battle. She can handle a wide draw, and her provincial form is very good for a race like this. For fourth, I've thrown in number 3, Rihanna's Pride. Been consistent of late without winning. I think she can run an honest race here if she's able to miss the speed battle. Pretty keen though. Reality Best might be able to hold the front and dictate from the front. 1, 4, 6 and 3 my numbers. Race number 11 at the Meadows.
So Nathan Rooney relatively bullish on the red here. Reality Best in the penultimate of what's been an exceptional night of greyhound racing here at the Meadows, and the man has done a terrific job as always. One of the main voices of Australian greyhound racing, James Vandermark.
So they're coming in. So 260 now for the red, looking magnificent, you boys, beside that big plasma downstairs as well, Jace. It's all looking very, very nice. Ahead of an unmissable night next week here for the Oz Cup final. They're set to run race 11. Often racing. Reality Best jumped beautifully. Here comes Millie's going to try and match, but they're no match for Reality Best, who sizzles away with the 11th race early. Out by 5 over Paul Whitley, who gives chase, but the leader's the one you want to be on. Giacomo gets up to 3rd, about 6 off the lead, and then whatever tests, a break of 3, Mapungaroli. And then here comes Millie, poor Pasadena and Rihanna's Pride, but it's all eyes on the clock. Reality Best swings an almighty leader. Paul Whitley's about 7 away. Reality Best is going to go at 29.71 if you don't mind. Reality Best trots home a big winner by 8 to Paul Whitley. 3rd in Giacomo, just ahead of whatever tests. And then Mapungaroli with Here Comes Millie, Rihanna's Pride. Poor Pasadena back toward the tail of the field. And it just shows with a bit of luck she could be in an Australian Cup. 29.72.
29.72 for Reality Best. She has been faultless tonight. Whatever you want to call it, Nathan Rooney, line and length, top of off. She's done that tonight. A pretty painless watch from your point of view.
Yeah, she utilised box 1 to perfection, so to speak. She was able to begin on terms and then punch up and hold the lead. And we talked about her 3 runs from inside draws, boxes 1 and 2. She's been undefeated, make that 4 from 4 now. She's a greyhound that's not over-possessed with early brilliance, so when she draws middle to wide, she finds a little bit tough to get into the race, but when she can draw inside and hold the speed, she can show her true ability. She had box 1 at Sandown not long ago, Jay. She posted 29.08. She had box 1 here tonight. She was able to punch up and run 5.07, 17.70, 29.71, if you don't mind. That was quite a convincing winner, Graham, with plenty of upside. When she gets the right speed map and the right sort of box draw, she was way too good for that mixed grade 4 and 5 here tonight.
What's the ceiling for her, Nath? Because she seems to be on the doorstep of competing in these really big series. We spoke about her run here last week at the Meadows. Has she got what it takes to take that next step up? Is it just a matter of time before we see her throwing her weight around in a more powerful way than what she's doing at the moment?
Start number 20 tonight, so we have to say that she's only a very lightly raced greyhound, so she's only touching the surface of her true ability. She's won 8 now, and she's had 7 other minor placings, but her good form stacks up, Jace. talked about the 29.08 Sandown win from box 1, but you go back to the early part of January, 29 and 18 beating Big Energy. So she can match it with the big boys. She can. She's got what it takes. We've seen that on the board there. But I just think when you come up against them big boys, you need that favouritism of the map and the favouritism of the box draws. And she utilises inside box draws, because that 5.07 she ran tonight, you know, is most probably her. Even in her good wins when she's run time, she's run the 5.06s around Sandowns, the 5.08s. That's not going to get you into the race, typically in a free-for-all or a group race, when you're drawn middle to wide against some of these high-quality group dogs. But as soon as she can draw favourably and be able to put herself right into the race, she's as good as most greyhounds on the up. So time-wise, ability-wise, yes, she just needs the favourable conditions to prove that.
And that's her trainer, Karen Pitt, handling her tonight, and I've got no doubts. And as it commonly is, she'd have the biggest smile in Australia tonight after the performance of Reality Best. And before we have a spell and build up to the last race of what's been an amazing night of racing, got the box draw in front of me for the maiden final. Nath, now give me your thoughts on this. There's two greyhounds you touched on at the start of the night who wanted to shift off the track. They were without a trace, and Doongala Rocket, they've drawn boxes 1 and 2. Tribeca, who was awfully impressive, has drawn the 5. So what do you take from, I guess, limited sample sizes of form that we know about these greyhounds?
Yeah, and then you forgot to add Legacy, who, when he had the pink in the first round of this maiden series, wanted to get down to the fence off box 8 in round 1. So they've all drawn upside down, let's be honest. We wanted, you know, they needed Tribeca and Legacy to draw inside, Doongala Rocket to draw middle to wide, and most probably without a trace as well. So complete upside down box draw, which is the beauty of random box draws, isn't it? It makes for an interesting race, you know, like you look at that, and if Doongala Rocket can hit the lids, and even though he wants to get mid-track, if he can clear Tribeca early, well, then he's going to be right in the race. If Tribeca runs a 5.03, 5.04, which it has done the last couple of weeks, can it just carve over and continue on its winning way? Or if it does a lot of bullock work, does that leave Legacy a clear unimpeded run down the outside for Team Thompson to let rip and get a clear unimpeded run off the wider part of the track? Like there's many scenarios in that $15,000 to the winner final already, and another box draw that's thrown up plenty of intrigue.
Before we start to wrap up what's been a great night, Smithy, firstly, congratulations. The boy they called Ralph, not after Ralph Wiggum, I don't think, but...
No, Wreck-It Ralph.
Okay, because he's a bit of a...
Oh, early days, he was a little bit of a bit of a rat bag, bit of a handful, but he's calmed down nicely and he enjoys his racing and enjoys chasing that lure.